All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Al, and today we're going to go over three games in Europe, in the top leagues there in Europe, including in the Bundesliga, Serie A, and La Liga. And I'm go ahead and give you my best bet for each one of those. I like every single one of these games, so we got some good ones actually to go over. So buckle in, and we'll go ahead and get started. And little mention passing, of course, if you enjoy this content, if you like my advice, you're able to win some money on these things, please do consider subscribing to the channel, smashing that like button, and hitting that notification bell so you know when we drop our next video. And we do plan on dropping a video over the weekend for the Premier League games and Bundesliga and all the other leagues in Europe. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, first up, 2:30 matchup. We're going to talk about Freiburg going up against Wolfsburg of the German Bundesliga. And we have a team in Freiburg that's kind of lagging. They started off the season, and really it's a tale of two stories because Freiburg had started off the season really hot and then they've slowed down, haven't played very well over their last five games. They're in bad form. Wolfsburg, on the other hand, is a team that started off with four losses, two draws, and like two wins to start off the Bundesliga season and did not play well at all. And now they're on a roll. In fact, over their past five games, they've scored more points in the Bundesliga than any other side. And that's propelled them into fifth place and into the Europa League spot in the Bundesliga. I like Wolfsburg in this game, and I like this bet a lot because you can get it at plus 230 at most of the sports books out there for a team that is in exceptional form at this current time. They do have a lot of injuries, and maybe that's the reason why you're seeing the odds out there at where they're at. And then Freiburg, maybe they're just still looking at it like Freiburg is in the same place that they were at the beginning of the season. Of the Bundesliga season, and they're just not at this point. Wolfsburg is the way hotter team, and they're playing just so much better, even through all these injuries that they're encountering at this time. So I like Wolfsburg on the money line plus 230, and that's my best bet. All right, next game we travel over to the Serie A where we have Empoli going up against Torino. And out of all of these games that I'm covering on this slate, I actually like all of these picks a whole bunch, which I can't say about, every game that I cover. Sometimes you know, I don't like the bets as much as I do others, but this whole ticket, I like every single one of them. And we have two teams here that are kind of meddling around the middle of the table, and they're kind of destined for either middle of the table or bottom of the table in Serie A. And actually, Empoli's playing a little bit better than Torino is. Torino has not scored in, I believe, five of their last six games, and they've been conceding goals, which is unlike Torino. Torino is usually a team that plays pretty compact in defense and doesn't give up a lot of goals. They're not giving up a ton of goals, but they're giving up more goals than historically they've been known to do. And Empoli, which is a team that is similar, they've been actually not giving up a lot of conceding a bunch of goals at all. They usually play these 1-1 games, 1-0. Um, I do see in this particular matchup, what we've seen in the past is goals, at least both teams to score. So I like both teams to score in this one, even though I just mentioned both of these teams aren't scoring a bunch of goals. I see both of them getting on the table, and in order to kind of juice up the bet a little bit to get a little bit more value, a little bit more bang for your buck, what you can do is you can do both teams to score plus under 4.5 goals. This game's not going to have 5 goals in it. So if you went with both teams to score, you would get plus 110. If you go with both teams to score plus under 4.5 goals, you can get it for plus 150. So we head over to La Liga where we have a battle of the two last place teams in that division where we have Real Valladolid going up against Valencia. And we have two teams that are in pretty bad shape, but also in bad form as well. I would definitely say Valladolid is in worse form. They've lost five of their last six league games. Valencia has lost their two last league games, but they're in a little bit better form. They've been playing a little bit better, especially defensively, than Valladolid. Valladolid is just conceding goals left and right. Valencia, on the other hand, again, not conceding as much, but they're definitely not prolific um, in goal, but either is Valladolid. So I don't see a lot of goals in this game, even though in the past, these two teams, when they played one another, there has been goals. I think that's a little bit different this year with the form that these clubs are in and just offensively and in their attack, what they're able to do right now. I like this bet. I would say out of all three bets that we've gone over with the Bundesliga and Serie A, I would say this is my second favorite. I would put the Serie A game, both teams that score in under 4.5. I put that one third, and then I put Wolfsburg first out of those three games in terms of I like all three of these, and you can see by the rating system that I have in terms of like 4 out of 5 stars. The first two games, um, I gave the Bundesliga game 5 stars, and then Serie A 4 stars, and I got 5 stars on this one. I do see it being low scoring. I think Valencia is going to pull this one off. I think they're going to win the game, and I have them at Valencia in under 3.5 goals. Um, Valladolid is just a shambles right now. I can't see them getting a result, even a draw in this game. So I like Valencia in under 3.5. I think that's good value at +1.8. You can find that over at BetMGM. All right, that's all I got for you guys and gals. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy this content, as I mentioned before, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about these videos. Let me know if you think it's good, if you think it's class, if you think it's shit, or if it's somewhere in between. But until then, we do plan on dropping videos over the weekend for the soccer game, maybe drop some stuff for NFL. We do have the Army versus Navy game, so we'll see if we'll cover that. But we do plan to put out some videos. But until then, we'll see you next time. Peace out.